You're listening to Sister Stargazers, celestial and terrestrial observations and advice from two real-life sisters.
Welcome, fellow stargazers. Your sisters are in the house. Hey, Jude.
Hey there, Sarah.
How's it going for you this week?
Pretty good.
Yeah, we're nearing the end of January. This is episode 72. We're going to look at roughly Sunday, the 22nd of January through Saturday, the 28th of January. Some really cool pairings and some cool Venus stuff happening. Where do you want to start?
Yeah, well, we're coming off of that new moon on January 21st.
Of course, yes.
At 1 degree Aquarius conjunct Pluto. So there might be some reverberations from that still going on. This week, what's really interesting and really popped out of the charts for me were conjunctions between Venus, Saturn, and two asteroid goddesses and the outer planets, which brings the whole idea of pairing, collaboration, feminine insights into something of a lot of the dialogue that happens this week.
Okay.
So starting the week, the moon squares Uranus. So there's a little bit of tension, but hoping to remain open to new possibilities. And then Venus conjuncts Saturn right there on Sunday the 22nd. So this is right at 24 degrees Aquarius.
Okay.
And this is a pause. Venus is very detached, emotionally detached in Aquarius. She is not a touchy-feely girl.
Right.
And conjunct Saturn, it really kind of puts this boundary around issues of not so much intimacy, but even play or collaboration. There's a structure that Venus wants, that she's looking for when this conjunction to Saturn. So anything that is paired or any collaboration that's offered will want to have, there's a longing or a desire for it to have some parameters, some boundaries, some structure, some plan. And that's very, like, the mental energy of Aquarius is very prominent with both of these planets, and it's expressing through both of these planets in a kind of a different way, but both really intellectually left brain, somewhat driven. So there's a lot of emphasis on logic and reasoning and collaboration, but not so, you think of Aquarius being out of the box, but not so much with Saturn there. Saturn likes its rules. It likes the box fairly tidy. So there is this sense of possibility, but not too much.
Yeah. Within certain limits or within parameters. And this is like the flavor for the week until Venus moves on.
It's going to hold 4 or 5 days. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And you might have been feeling it before then. At the same time, almost, Uranus stations direct.
Okay.
So Uranus up in Taurus has been pretty slow moving, and it's now down to 14 degrees.
Okay.
It had been up at 15. It's just a degree ahead a few months ago, and it was making that square to Saturn all through 2022.
Yeah.
And now it's moving. It's stopped. It's stationary, and it's going to start moving direct again.
Yeah.
So it's backed up almost to the North Node. It's within 5 degrees of the North Node. So that's happening. So Uranus is making a trine over to Mercury in Capricorn. And that, we talked about that a little bit last week. So these insights are possible, continuing to be possible, because Uranus is so potent right now, and Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. And when it's in this trine configuration, there can be ideas that especially in an earth sign, Taurus and Capricorn, where Mercury is, there can be this ability to ground ideas, to bring things that you might have been thinking about, or there might have been possibilities, especially with retrograde Uranus, kind of maybe pulling things up from the past, kind of revisiting ideas and grounding them to make them real, to bring them into fruition. Yeah. So there's also that's happening. And that's going to be in play for a little bit as well, because Uranus won't pick up steam for a while.
Right.
Mercury's already started direct,
Yeah.
but Uranus won't pick up. It's going to hang stationary there and will begin to go direct in a couple of days.
Okay.
And then it's going to be slow. So watch for ideas to kind of drop in, things that you've thought of before, maybe having a little more momentum or piece of the puzzle, clicks in place. You get it how to do it now. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The other thing that I want to mention on Monday, the 23rd, is that the moon will be sweeping through Aquarius and making a conjunction both to Saturn and Venus. So this enlivens a little bit. It makes it more personal, that conjunction of Venus to Saturn, whereas it starts out, it might be feeling a little cold. With the moon coming through and offering some light, some emotional quality, a little bit of heart opening, perhaps conjunct Saturn, conjunct Venus. So there might be a bit more sensation or feelings available to us that weren't available at the moment of the exact conjunction on Sunday.
Right.
On Tuesday, Sun sextile Jupiter, that's also very good for confidence. So you have this Sun in Aquarius sextiling Jupiter up in Aries.
Yeah.
There's a lot of power that Jupiter is kind of broadcasting out when it makes these different aspects to different planets, because it's in Aries, and it's really kind of enlivening the energetics of Aries that are already pretty dialed up.
Right.
But with Jupiter there, making a sextile to the sun, there's a lot of confidence, abilities to really expand your horizons. The moon then moves into Aries on Wednesday, the 25th, and then we'll make a conjunction again, bringing the emotional quality into Aries, making a conjunction with the sun and Jupiter. So that's also pretty cool.
Yeah.
By the end of the week, Venus is entering Pisces.
Okay.
So this is a big shift.
Yeah.
This is a big shift.
Okay.
A lot more emotional qualities, a lot more softening, maybe not as hard edge as we felt at the beginning of the week. A little softening of the emotions are available. And the other thing that's really interesting that I mentioned up top of the hour is that we have these pairings of Venus and Saturn in Aquarius. And then we have this pairing of Vesta and Neptune in Pisces. And then we have this pairing of Juno and Jupiter in Aries. It's this feminine planet with a masculine planet.
Yeah.
So Venus with Saturn in Aquarius.
Yep.
Vesta, the asteroid goddess of hearth, home, dedication, paired with Neptune in Pisces. And then Jupiter paired with Juno.
Yep.
The asteroid goddess of partnerships. So we have these partnerships that are being formed. The planets are forming these partnerships. And then we have the aspects themselves. We have these conjunctions, which are considered partnerships.
Right.
And then we have the planets themselves are offering this dynamic of duality.
Yeah.
So one planet is offering one side of one thing. Another planet or asteroid is offering the other side of the same thing.
Yeah.
So there's this kind of combining of different points of view, different aspects, different ideas, bringing different ideas together, and then offering it out into the world. And three of them, Venus, Saturn, Vesta, Neptune, and Juno, Jupiter, are kind of these dynamic duos, kind of pairing up and empowering their counterparts.
Yes. Yeah.
So there's that's also going on, which is really kind of cool. And just is something to be aware of, because there might be, during this week, there might be opportunities to partner, to share, to collaborate, where you can bring your ideas to, that they will be considered and brought into a more of a whole. There will be the opportunity to make a more holistic contribution, so that the original idea is much bigger, much better.
Yeah. And with the aspect of, Uranus and Mercury with ideas coming in, and the possibility for being inspired by ideas, sounds like that could feed those pairings a bit as well, if you're listening for them.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, I just thought that was and they're pairing to the degree.
Right.
Which is 4 degrees Aries is where Jupiter and Juno will be. And Juno is Hera, if
Yes.
she is the wife of
Yeah.
Zeus, Jupiter.
Yes.
So it's kind of like you can bring in the idea of couples, or duality or partnerships or complements,
Yeah.
however you want to look at it. Venus and Saturn are at the exact degree, 24 degrees of Aquarius.
Yeah.
Vesta's at 22, Neptune's at 23,
Yeah.
Pisces.
Yeah.
Those two are so close. It is a conjunction.
Yeah.
So yes, you have air, water, and fire.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as you were talking, it brings to mind the card that wanted to kind of come up. It came up once or twice, and I was having shuffling issues, but it kept coming up. So I thought, well, I'm just going to go with this card. It's Justice. It's number 11 of the major arcana. If you look at just the traditional Rider-Waite deck, which is nice. 11, very kind of power number, dual number, if you will. And then you have Justice sitting on her throne between two pillars. And in one hand, she has the balance or the scale, and the other, she has the sword. And it brought to mind a bit of Venus and deliberating of ideas and listening in. What's balanced? What's fair? What does this side have to offer? What does this side have to offer? Marriage of ideas, which just sounds like these pairings of planets may have a possibility of sorting out what is best for the highest good of all involved.
Yeah, I think that's perfect.
Yay.
We could throw in the Sabian symbol.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So we have Venus and Saturn at 24 degrees Aquarius. So the Sabian symbol is a butterfly with the right wing more perfectly formed. Again, there's this kind of right-left implied, right brain, left brain. Also, perhaps implied the symmetry is not even. The right brain, the right wing is a little more perfectly formed. So the keynote is an over-reliance on rational processes, the need for balance.
Yeah.
So there's Justice.
Yeah.
Jupiter at 5 degrees, that's 4 degrees and some change.
Right.
Aries. So here's another Sabian symbol with wings. So this is a triangle with wings. The summary is a symbol of the abstract soul in flight, the desire to reach for a higher level of existence.
Nice. Yep.
You could morph the triangle into the butterfly,
Absolutely.
right?
Sure. Yeah. Yep.
So these are kind of resonating.
Yep.
These are resonating with each other. For Neptune at 24 degrees Pisces, we have an inhabited island. The summary is the border between earthly and mystical experience.
Okay, yeah.
And if you want to use Vesta's symbol at 23 degrees Pisces, spiritist phenomena, three-dimensional evidence of other planes of existence.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
So I think this idea of duality and pairings, and also bringing in the left and the right brain.
Yes, integration.
Yes.
Yep. Excellent. Yeah.
With the Sabians, it's all about like kind of acknowledgement of the inspired, the otherworldly, the offerings from the angels, the archangels, nature,
unseen.
The unseen.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, that gives me a lot of excitement for this coming week. Lots to work with. I know. Well, fellow stargazers, you can reach us via email at connect@sisterstargazers.com. If you have any questions or comments for us, you can post comments wherever you're hearing this podcast. And don't forget, Monday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern, you can listen to us live. It's also archived at wmpg.org. It's a live weekly, a call-in astrology show. We usually take an aspect of the week and dive a little deeper. So wmpg.org, 7 p.m. Eastern. Jude, thanks. I love these these pairings are making me all excited. I don't know why. It's exciting.
Yeah, me too. We'll have to talk about this on our radio show.
Okay.
See how if people are figuring this out.
That'd be a good topic.
Sounding good. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Right.
Thanks for the work.
Thank you.
Have a good week.
Thank you, everybody. You too.
Bye.
Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Sister Stargazers. Let us know what worked for you this week. Find us on Facebook and post a comment at Sister Stargazers.